Hello, welcome. My name's Tom. I work in product marketing here at Access Health, and I'm joined today by Steve Whiteman, our General Manager at Access Health. And today we're going to be talking about neighbourhoods. So, Steve, thank you for joining us. First question, what are we hearing from our customers about their aspirations for neighbourhood working?
I think the key thing with neighbourhoods is they're trying to make everything more personal and relevant to the patient. So they're trying to work out really now if we're going to break up an area into neighbourhoods, making sure we offer the right services for that neighbourhood, and where the emphasis might be for one neighbourhood will be different for another neighbourhood. And how do we organise ourselves to be able to deliver on that for them? And I think that's the big challenge they're wrestling with at the moment.
Great. And how do we see neighbourhoods needing to work in the future to truly deliver integrated care?
Well, I think you're going to have a need for people to work in a far, far more integrated way. You're potentially going to have more people then involved with somebody's care. I think personally they're going to have to start tapping in more into the social prescribing services and making sure that we've got the relevant social prescribing services available for that neighbourhood. For instance, if we had areas of high fuel poverty, we might have a need for more respiratory type services and classes that could be provided through social prescribing as well. But then you're going to have teams that are going to have to work much more closely together to make a real difference, certainly more closely than they're able to do at the moment.
And off the back of that then, so what role will technology play in being able to enable neighbourhood working like this?
Well, it's interesting. I was with a customer last week and we spent 2 hours just talking about neighbourhoods. And this is the Chief Nursing Information Officer at one of our sites, and she was very clear that we need to avoid replication, duplication and communication issues that we have at the moment. Because right now, if you go and see 3 different people, you have got to repeat your story to the 3 different people. 3 different people will take a blood test for 3 different types of tests, when you could have taken that blood test once for all 3 tests, recorded their story, made it available to everybody else so we're all looking at the same information. But that might cut across different care settings and different systems. So we've got to have a way of the systems surfacing all of this information, the relevant information, at the point of need.
And it sounds like there's areas for change then for our customers, but also in the way that they're using technology. But what is it that Trust can start doing right now to start building more effective neighbourhood models?
So I think they can start looking at what are the team structures going to look like and what are the sort of data feeds that they want in to a system. And given all the tech that's available now, stop thinking about what have we got, but actually in an ideal world to deliver neighbourhoods, what would we like to have in place? And start taking a top-down view rather than trying to work bottom-up with the current systems that are in place, because there's plenty of technology out there that can deliver on this, and we've got applications that absolutely fit in this space.
Okay, thank you, Steve. And what solutions are we offering here at Access to help support the delivery of this neighbourhood model?
So I think the main product that underpins what we're looking to do in the neighbourhood model is our intelligent care platform. With that platform, we're really trying to integrate people together. If you look at just the data side of it alone, then really you'd think our shared care records, summary care records that have been around for years would have fixed those problems. But we still have a major problem with MDTs being able to communicate effectively together and understanding what's going on with somebody's care, whether something's changed in somebody's care. And we need to get to a system that proactively pushes information out to people, because these are really busy people. They don't have time to keep going and looking to see if something's changed. But on the data side, we need to have a platform that can start to pull in other data sets for neighbourhoods, for things like housing data, because that's a factor in considering what the best package of care might be for somebody. And I think what will happen is over time, population health platforms also will become more and more important in how we use them to understand what's happening in that neighbourhood and how do we configure the services to best fit the needs of those people.
Okay, great. Thanks, Steve. You mentioned Access Intelligent Care Platform there. What's the plan to ensure that other teams beyond healthcare are going to make use of that data and benefit from it too?
Well, it's important that we're able to bring in other data sets, but also license out the usage of that to other groups of people. So if you take, for instance, domiciliary care workers or social care workers, particularly the social care workers going into somebody's house for the first time to do a case review, they ought to be able to find out whether there is actually somebody on antipsychotic drugs in that household, because that is a safeguarding risk. But also we have domiciliary care workers that might be going in daily to somebody's house, and whilst they're not qualified clinicians, they are qualified to actually update other people. If they think something's changed with an individual, they might be slowing down or they seem a bit confused, they can very easily communicate that information then to the clinicians that can make that assessment, possibly for early intervention. So it's really important that we make the right information available to the right people, and we need to control what information is made available to which groups of people to make sure it's appropriate and relevant to the roles that they're doing.
So you've spoken there about neighbourhood teams, how that's going to be delivered, but also the ways in which we can support that through the use of solutions like Access Intelligent Care Platform, and also making sure that the relevant teams have access to that information at the right time. So really interesting insight. Thank you very much, Steve, and thank you for joining us.